Arnold Schwarzenegger and to training partners in Venice Beach. Early 70s. Children cross the river using. Pulleys on their way to school, 1959, Italy. A 1,341-year-old tree nicknamed Mark Twain was felled in 1892. In the Pacific Northwest, the giant tree was 331 feet or 100 meters tall. A watch stopped at 8:15 a.m. found in Hiroshima, August 1945. (1989) Picture of a father comforting his dying son is widely considered to be the photo that changed Americans' opinions of the AIDS epidemic. The old Cincinnati Library before being demolished, 1874 to 1955. Madame de Manche, also known as Widow Sunday, was a French woman living in Paris in the early 1800s. A firefighter from Germany can be seen trying out a firefighting helmet prototype, circa 1900. Breaker boys at the Woodward coal mines in Kingston, Pennsylvania, circa 1900. A woman on the frozen Mississippi River at St. Louis, Missouri in 1905. Camberley Kate, aka Kate Ward, and her stray dogs in England in 1962. She never turned a stray dog away, taking care of more than 600 dogs in her lifetime. Staircase designed by Leonardo da Vinci, 1516. This house was built in 1504 and demolished in 1910. This was once the oldest house in Hamburg, Germany. After a long day of work, a crowd of Belgian coal miners are crammed onto an elevator, circa 1900. Northumbrian miner at his evening meal, circa 1937. Mary Smith in this image earned 6 pence a week by shooting dry peas out of a pea shooter at the windows of employees that weren't waking up in East London. She would not leave a window until she was sure that the workers had woken up. 1930. Oyster shuckers from South Carolina in 1912. Josie, 6 years old. Bertha, 6 years old, and Sophie, 10 years old, would start to work at 4 a.m. at the Mahoney Canning Co. The chicken you are eating has increased 364% in size over the last 50 years. Dutch men in traditional trousers, circa 1900.
Paris 1953 balloons vendor, Keys Shearer photo. Claiborne County, Tennessee, 1940s. Photograph of a young woman standing in the back of a mule-drawn wagon unloading sorghum cane stalks to a man standing on the ground. Oldsmobile ad. Customers eating herring in the traditional Dutch way. Netherlands, Rotterdam, 1937. Old Mercedes-Benz 300 SL Classic in black with open roof. Irving Penn style, light silver and light brown. Richard Meier, 1940 to 1950s. Buffalo City Hall from 1931 is an Art Deco skyscraper in the city of Buffalo, NY from the architects George J. Dietl and John J. Wade. With the N6 conductor, Brazilian Alberto Santos Dumont won the Deutsch Prize on October 19, 1901. Saint Dumont, October 1901. Jacko, a Fulham hot chestnut seller, branched out to selling ice cream in the summer. This, though summer, looks more like chestnut weather. Sunday morning on the south side of Chicago, 1941. A riding suit. Equestrian Selika Lazevsky in riding suit 1891. Paris, France. Peace Street, Paris circa 1900. Peace Café, Paris circa 1900. The Bird Market, Paris, circa 1910. Forum of the Nerva, Rome, 1931. The Old Town Hall of Middelburg, the Netherlands. Mar del Plata Station, Argentina, 1910 to 1923. Titanic's collapsible lifeboat decarrying survivors of its shipwreck morning of April 15, 1912. Omaha NE 1938. Camping at the fair for a few days, Morrisville VT 1936.
Louis Armstrong and Harpo Marx. Paul Newman, Elaine Delon, and Marlon Brando. Paris, 1927. Photo H. Armstrong Roberts. Eugene Wemlinger buildings covered in ice, Christie and Stanton Streets, Lower East Side, New York City 1912. "815 years till 1867 lasted the era of the samurais." Stacking bound flax to dry, Antrim, early 1900s. Coney Island, Brooklyn 1950. China, Japan, Siam, Burma, Korea, and Vietnam in the 19th century. First USA bike, 1820. Arnold Schwarzenegger at Pro Celebrity Tennis Match, 1978. Sean Connery with James Bond's Aston Martin DB5, circa 1964. Brazil, Rio de Janeiro, Copacabana 1920. Photo postcard dated November 21, 1915 of Old Bell Tower, San Pedro Makati. My wife's family lived near here from before World War II, and still do. Brazilian aviation pioneer Alberto Santos Dumont, 1898, on a flight that rounded the Eiffel Tower. Workers on scaffolding during restoration of Notre Dame, circa 1952. The Temple of Dor el Medine, 1913. Oranges and Uhlenter Coal Market Square, Prague, 1910. The Kiosk of Filey, 1913 Autochrome. At the entrance to the Pyramid of Menkaure, 1913. Souvenir shop in Paris, 1910 Autochrome. Daryl Gillum made history in 1954 when he became the first KFC franchise owner east of the Mississippi. Model Kitty Nolan posing in front of Tropicana, Las Vegas, 1960. Radio-delivered newspaper machine, Missouri, 1938. A Bizarre Picture, Computers on Parade, East Germany, 1987. Customers eating herring in the traditional Dutch way, Netherlands, Rotterdam, 1937. Grand Duchesses Tatiana and Olga Romanov of the Russian Empire, 1911. Two Mexican revolutionary couples, circa 1910. New York City, 1953. Photo by Vivian Maier. When the Beatles met Muhammad Ali in Miami, 1964. Even the window cleaners were suits 100 years ago. Production designer Joe Alves with Bruce the Shark on the set of Jaws, circa 1974. Winston Churchill, among other things, an accomplished bricklayer, building a cottage for his daughters at his Chartwell estate in Kent, 1928. Scotland Road, Liverpool, 1890. Interior of a Pullman train car in the late 1800s. A 17-year-old schoolboy showing off his customized Vespa scooter. Quetzalcoatlus northropi, model, the largest known flying animal that ever existed. Marilyn Monroe visiting injured troops in Japan in 1954. Unfortunately for this soldier, he had a broken back and had to heal face down. A Siberian bear hunting armor from the 1800s. Howard Carter, opening the sarcophagus of King Tutankhamun, 1925. Doctors examining a patient, Early 1900.
The Elephant Rock in Iceland. Wow! An avid history buff, Larry David took his daughter to every one of the Civil War battlefields for a family vacation. An early meeting of the Mickey Mouse Club in Ocean Park, California, circa 1930. Residents of West Berlin show their children to their grandparents living in East Berlin, 1961. Penguins' egg whites stay clear when boiled. Oldest map of the New World, circa 1504 AD, engraved on a 500-year-old ostrich egg. (1905) Army World War I bicycle with spring wheels. Statue of Liberty towering over Paris just before it was disassembled and shipped to New York, 1884. The Crooked House of Windsor, the oldest tea shop in the UK. The skull of Joseph Merrick, also known as the Elephant Man. The entire skeleton is on display in the Royal London Hospital. Just a Lady with a Cat, Times Square, 1956. Siberian unicorn, Elasmotherium, which went extinct 29,000 years ago. Corinthian helmet from the Battle of Marathon, 490 BC, found with the warrior's skull inside. Nose shaping tool, 1944. Medical treatment removing freckles with carbon dioxide, 1930. A music typewriter from 1936. (1980) computer ad. A little girl holds a penguin's flipper as they walk together at London Zoo in 1937. rides at a fair in France in 1910. Robert Wadlow, tallest human in recorded history, with his parents and siblings, 1935. This is what a bone cancer looks like. The Swedish warship Vasa. It sank in 1628, less than a mile into its maiden voyage, and was recovered from the sea floor after 333 years almost completely intact. A Man and His Goat Mobile, early 1900s. The Guinness World Record for most children born to one mother goes to Valentina Vasilyev, the wife of a Russian peasant, Fyodor Vasilyev. She birthed 69 babies total in her lifetime. During World War II, Jews in Budapest were brought to the edge of the Danube, ordered to remove their shoes, and shot, falling into the water below. 60 pairs of iron shoes now line the river's bank, a ghostly memorial to the victims. Imagine that this is one stone out of 2,300,000 stones that were cut, dragged, and lifted to build the Great Pyramid more than 3,000 years ago. Detail of the Hercules armor of the Emperor Maximilian II of Austria, made in 1555. It's now on display at the Kunsthistorisches Museum in Vienna. A recently discovered World War II Russian soldier still wearing his helmet and boots. Dorothy Lawrence being arrested after posing as a male soldier to fight on the front lines during World War II, 1915. A German soldier returns home after World War II, only to find his family was no longer there, 1946. The curly hair, which is still preserved, of an Egyptian pharaoh, queen who died at the age of 60 in 3,500 years ago. Chopins are platform shoes that were worn by women in the 15th, 16th, and 17th centuries. Hop pickers on stilts in Faversham, England, 1920. Cutlery set designed by Salvador Dali in 1957. The biggest bug known to ever live was the Arthropleura millipede. It predates the dinosaurs and weighed up to 100 pounds 45 kilograms. John F. Kennedy with longtime friend Lem Billings, 1933. This little cutie is an electron microscope view of Nereus sandersi, a polychaete worm that makes its home in deep-sea geothermal vents. A human embryo at 8 weeks of gestation. Cats catching squirts of milk during milking at a dairy farm in California, 1954. The medieval Eltz Castle located in Wiersham, Germany, has been owned and occupied by the same family for over 850 years, 33 generations to be exact.
Shell gas station, England, 1935. Josephine Cochrane, the inventor of the automatic dishwasher. A mother scorpion transporting the kids around. Punkah-wallas in action, British India, early 1900s. A punkah-wallas were manual fan operators in India before the electric fan, who worked ceiling fan with a pulley system. Isaac and Rosa, slave children from New Orleans, 1863. Persian warrior gloves, possibly from Safavid dynasty, around 1500s. Giant books, archives of Prague Castle. Skeleton of the largest sea turtle to have ever existed. Archelon ischaros, who lived 66 to 836 million years ago, measured 460 centimeters from head to tail, and weighed 2,200 kilograms. 800 years old Bible, in the hands of an Ethiopian priest, written on a goat skin. The giant Siberian unicorn walked the Eurasian steppes from around 2.6 million years ago, but just under 30,000 years ago. Shrek was actually based off of a real person, named Maurice Tillet. He was a French wrestler who married an extremely beautiful woman named Olga. The Sphinx, circa 1850, Giza, Egypt. American soldier has his helmet band filled with photographs of his girlfriend near Siu Kai, South Vietnam, May 1968. A carrier pigeon being released from the side of a British tank, the Battle of Amiens, 9 August 1918. Inside the mouth of a leatherback turtle. De Beer mine worker is X-rayed at the end of his shift, before leaving the diamond mines. In Kimberley, South Africa, October 1954. Argentavis magnificens, the largest known bird ever to have existed. Abandoned 1930s, hers. An undercover police officer on duty, New York, Brooklyn, July 1, 1969. A 2,000-year-old green serpentine mask has been discovered at the base of a pyramid in Mexico. A woman walks through Berlin during the Battle of Berlin, May 1945. Dracula's Castle, abandoned, Romania 1930. The top of the Great Pyramid of Giza, Egypt. The short-faced bear is an extinct, ancient bear that lived in North America 11,000 years ago. They were extremely large bears, weighing more than 1 ton 1,000 kilograms, and standing up to 12 feet 3.7 meters tall. Despite their enormous stature, the bear could run up to 40 miles, 64 kilometers per hour. Recording at music festival in 1980s. An amazing picture of 280 million-year-old fossil found in Western Australia, Gascoyne region. "2,000-year-old Roman silver dagger, discovered by an archaeology intern in 2019 in Germany, before and after 9 months of restoration. 2,000 years old Thracian chariot, with horse skeletons, found in Bulgaria. Old entrance to the Great Pyramid at Giza, circa 1890. A Peruvian elongated skull with metal, surgically implanted after returning from battle, estimated to be from about 2,000 years ago. Ostrich carriage being stopped by the police for crossing speed limit. Los Angeles around 1930. A 900-year-old Crusader sword was discovered by an Israeli scuba diver off the Haifa coast. Ceramic water pipes found near Epping Palace, China, from the 5th-3rd century BC. An Egyptian axe estimated to be around 3,000 years old. A mummy's foot appears from the sand after 3,500 years. Princess Qajar was considered the ultimate symbol of beauty in Persia during the early 1900s. Manhattan, New York City, 1918. Three girls react to a couple's kiss at a wedding, 1960. Mummy of Thutmose III. New Kingdom, 9th Dynasty, Ca. 1479 to 1425 BC. Now in the Egyptian Museum, Cairo. The very modest carriage, used by Pope Clement VI in the 18th century.
Lovely lady posing for a photo in 1912. Interior of a lounge car of the Canadian Pacific Railway Company, Montreal, circa 1884. Cleaning a corner eagle ornament atop the Chrysler Building, New York City, 1932. Auto wreck in Washington, D.C., 1921. A family having a picnic on the side of the dirt road, 1915. Jesse Owens arriving in London after winning for gold medals at the 1936 Olympics. King Island Inuit woman wearing a cross around her neck and child on her back, King Island, Alaska, between 1915 and 1925. Marina Towers high-rise apartment building parking garage, Chicago, 1963. A color photograph of Mark Twain, Autochrome, 1908. A steam train crossing the Sandsent Viaduct, near Whitby in North Yorkshire, in 1955. Apple's third co-founder Ronald Wayne sold his 10% stake for $800 in 1976. The stake is currently valued at $270 billion. Two moonshiners arrested by federal agents near St. Paul, Minnesota, 1921. A man who was too poor to afford a suit behind a cardboard cutout, Sicily, 1930 seconds. One armed bandit in a casino in Nevada, 1960, photo by Inge Morith. Howard Hughes, at the controls of his 200-ton flying boat the Spruce Goose, circa 1940. This Ford Model T has been turned into a sandwich shop on the streets of Washington, D.C., 1918. Workers nearly 200 feet 60 meters above the groundwork to assemble the Hindenburg, still the physically largest man-made vehicle to ever fly. First photograph showing the making of Doner Kebab, Ottoman Empire, 1855, by James Robertson. Jean Bugatti standing next to his Bugatti Royale, one of 7 built, 1932. Oil gusher at Signal Hill in California near the Long Beach, one of the most productive oil fields in the world, 1,920 seconds.
1935, the 2nd Avenue Yale, New York City. Arnold Eagle, photographer. Howard Greenberg Gallery. A man sits waiting for a train on the London Underground, Marble Arch in 1900. (1959) Bentley S2 Continental Mulliner Coupe vintage car. A Coca-Cola delivery truck in 1921. The famous Hollywood sign, which originally said Hollywoodland, they had the last 4 letters removed in 1949 and restored the rest. Excavation of the Atlantic Avenue Station, Boston Transit Commission, May 12, 1903. Constantinople, later Istanbul Street Scene, 1912. Ocean Park in Santa Monica, August 1, 1929. Source: Homestead Museum. Bulldog on the Beach, Coney Island, 1905. Color by Joe's Gates. Victoria Beach, 1920 seconds. C. Diz, Spain. Photography by Jose Raimundo. Color by Joe's Gates. Passengers on board the Staten Island Ferry, New York, USA, 1895. Balboa Beach, California, 1947. Candid photo of a beach picnic circa the 1940s. Photo via the Wahid Photo Archive. Venice Beach, California in 1947. Photo via Makrashev. (1951) Ford Crestliner. Passengers traveling on a horse railroad, Anastasia Island, Florida, 1891. P photo from 1940, a ski touring man on the Gornergrad viewing, Monte Rosa in the Alps of Valais. Tugboat Sea Wave carrying passengers in Vancouver, BC, Canada in AB, 1925. Renaissance Palace, built on a 5th-century fortress, Municipality of Caparola, Viterbo, Lazio. Aerial pictures of the ancient city of Babylon, Hillock, Iraq, shot by Joe Hattab.
View of the Rizal Park, Finance, Building, Legislative Building, and Manila City Hall. Photo, taken between 1940 and 1950. Boat docked along the Pasig River waterfront in Manila in 1950. View of the Manila Hotel from across the street in the 1950s. Pedestrian and car traffic on the streets of Manila in the 1950s. Students visiting Fort Santiago in Manila in the 1950s. Children at a window in Manila in the 1950s. Men riding horse-drawn carriages on a street in Manila in the 1950s. A variety of transportation on a Manila street. Photo taken between 1959. A parking lot in Manila filled with cars. Photo taken between 1959 and 1961. A jeepney on a Manila street in the 1950s. Jeepneys in a Manila street. Photo taken between 1959 and 1961. A group of school children on a tour in Manila in the 1950 seconds. Pilgrimage to Antipolo, Philippines. Thomsite School, Sorsogon, Philippines Islands, 1901. Legazpi Garden, Pier 7, Manila, Philippines, 1941 or before. An American military band marching across the bridge of Spain circa 1900. Plaza Santa Cruz, Manila, Philippines, circa 1920. A policeman directing traffic, Colon Este, Cebu, circa 1930 seconds. 1945 entry hall to the Manila Hotel during the beginning of cleanup. A wealthy mestiza of the upper class, Manila, Philippines, 1900 or before.
The ball turret on a B-17 bomber circa 1943. Switzerland 1947. Margaret and Eve, May 18, 1792 to April 4, 1903, from Guernsey, the first proven individual whose life spanned 3 centuries. Meppel Lapcon proudly starts a clogged engine of his plane Piper J3 CSA, 1946. American GIs taking a leave from Germany and enjoying their days in Switzerland. France, 1953. Director Billy Wilder on the wing of an old standard J-1 barnstorming plane over Irvine Ranch in 1956. 1924, 6-wheel, 10 horsepowers Renault to cross the highest sand dunes of the Sahara. Highway in Boston Meade System, Monorail, Boston, wood engraving, published in 1882. This photo is entitled Maidens with a Disregard for Convention and was taken somewhere in England in 1895. The Spring Hall Department Store, Paris, 1900. Lombro Sarf. (1956) Oldsmobile Golden Rocket. A work-sport vehicle for Argentinian railways with 2 Mercedes-Benz trolleybuses behind it, April of 1953. New York Tribune Building, built in 1875, demolished in 1966 to expand the Pace University campus. Traffic at 8:30 am traveling east on Wilshire Boulevard at Western Avenue, May 2, 1946. Boy and homemade boat, 1940, via Boston Public Library. In honor of King Charles' coronation, a stunning 1950 Burlingham Seagull that the king most likely never rode in. On June 16, 1897, HMS Foudroyant is forced onto Blackpool Beach by a storm in 2nd Avenue decorated for potlatch celebration, Seattle, USA, 1934.